Hey, thanks for joining us. In today's episode, I'm doing a 50-hour maintenance on the Kubota 2601. Stay with us. I think I picked the wrong day to wear a yellow shirt.
Hi, this is Tim and Doyle. Welcome to Midwest Hunting and Outdoors by Two Dumbasses, a podcast about the outdoors, hunting, and being a steward of the land.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Welcome to Midwest Hunting and Outdoors by Two Dumbasses. Today, as I mentioned early in the intro, we're going to tackle 50-hour maintenance on this Kubota 2601. Now, we did an episode on this about 5 months ago. I'll leave the link at the end of this episode. But this is obviously a fairly new tractor to me with only 50 hours on it. I bought it about 6 months ago. Since then, I've pretty much been doing, it's got a belly mower on it, so it's been my mowing tractor. I did put a brush hog on the back, did some brush hogging on a couple clover fields here, and other than that, this is old reliable acreage mower here. What we're trying to do with this 50-hour maintenance on any tractor, but specifically with Kubota, is if there has been any metal filings or anything either created or left in the tractor from manufacturing or in its first 50 hours, you're trying to get that out of the system. So the big things that we're going to be changing on the tractor at 50 hours is the engine oil, engine filter, and then we're not changing the transmission or hydrostatic fluid, but we are changing the two filters that go with the hydrostatic oil and transmission fluid. So that's going to be interesting because we don't want to lose all our fluid when we change those filters. And then we're going to inspect basically our radiator filters, those type of things. There are a couple grease points on that. I'll talk to that when we get to it. But let's get going on this 50-hour maintenance on the Kubota 2601. All right, let's start with the easy stuff first. So I'm going to pop the hood on this Kubota. We're going to look at the radiator. We're going to blow that out if it has anything in it. It has a screen on it. We're going to pull the air filters and look at that. Hopefully, prior to the 50-hour maintenance, you've opened the hood and checked the oil and things like that. But if you haven't, the hood latch is in the front right-hand corner of the tractor, and it's just a little wire loop right down here. You just pull that down and the front of the tractor lifts up, and it does have a brace here that will hold it in place. Okay, first things first, let's look at our radiator. Radiator's towards the front of the tractor, right behind the battery, and there's a little screen here. The screen has a little tab on it that you can grab and pull up, and the intent of this screen is, as you can see, to collect and hold back any big items that could get into the radiator and cause problems with it, the cooling system. Okay, as long as we're at the front of the tractor here, let's check our radiator fluid by releasing this cap. Again, make sure that that your engine is not hot. If it is, let it cool down before you do this. This gets pressurized. But we're going to release that, and then also the reservoir for the radiators right here. We'll check that visually, make sure we got the minimum amount of radiator fluid. We'll do an inspection on the battery and move our way back to the air filter for the engine. All right, the air filter for the engine is located on the right-hand side of the tractor as you're facing forward. You'll see it, it's got a little snout here that goes up to the front. It's got two clips that hold the bottom front cap in. You just release those, and then this back cap comes off. You can see there's some junk in there. I'll clean that out. And then there's two cartridges in here. There's a big overall cartridge, and it's good to blow that out or replace it. And then you've got your micro cartridge on the inside. which again should be blown out and cleaned. This is just for really small stuff, sand particles or smaller. But I will get in there with my air gun and blow that out and clean it up. While I'm on the right side of the tractor, you don't have to do this, but it makes it a little more convenient. You can take off these side panels. I'm just going to take the right one off with doing the oil, the dipsticks on this side. To do that, you just pull up on them and then forward, and they come off. There's two pegs at the top and bottom, and then two pieces that hook on these pegs in the back. So really easy to get to. All right, let's get intimate with this little tractor here. So let's change the oil in this. So got two things here. Obviously, we've got to drain the old oil out, change the filter. The filter is on the left-hand side of the tractor by the front left wheel, right above the front left wheel, and easily accessible if you remove the side panel, which we just did on the right-hand side. But before we do that, let's get down below. Now, what's unique about this 2601 is it has two actual oil drains. When we get down there and look at that, you'll be able to see that there's, the oil pan kind of has a hump in it, so there's two low spots in it. Kubota, good engineering, has put two drain plugs in there to make sure to get all of the old oil out. So let's look at that and let's get that old oil drained out. Okay, as I stated earlier, we got the old oil out. We got to get the old oil filter out. This is right by the front left wheel here. Very accessible. However, there is a hose here. It looks like it's the bottom radiator hose that comes up and is pretty tight on that. So let's see what kind of work it's going to take to get that off. I'm just using a regular oil wrench here. If you got a banded oil wrench, not even sure, some big, vice grips wouldn't work or something like that. Very accessible. Okay, now that we got the old filter off, it really wasn't bad at all. This hose did hinder it a little bit. I'm using all Kubota products to put back on this. Filters, oil, everything. I went to the local Kubota dealership. It's what the manual recommends. It's a local place, like to support them. Probably could get 10% off if I did it online or whatever, or I could go to different brands of oil and filters and things like that. But again, my choice. About $136 for the 3 filters, 1 gallon of motor oil, and 2 quarts of tranny fluid. So let's put this on. I'm gonna dip a finger in here, get that seal nice and lubed up and ready to get on there. Also, don't forget to put, the date that you changed the oil and the hours on the motor when you did do it. It's really going to help you. If you're like me, you can't remember where you parked your car yesterday. So let's get this on. To insert the oil, it's at the top of the head here, which is located right behind the muffler, right where the radiator hose comes out and enters into the manifold. So take that off, put it in a safe spot. And we're going to use 3.3 quarts. So I've got a gallon jug. I'm not going to be at way more than I need here, but cheaper than buying 4 quarts. So 3.3 quarts. Okay, according to my jug, I've put in about 3.4, a little less than 3.5 quarts. I'm going to start it up, let it run for a little bit, and then we'll check the oil, see where we're at. All right, there's 2 holes on the dipstick, one for high level, one for low level, and the oil is perfect right in between here. So looks great. I'm going to check my oil filter and my 2 drain plugs, make sure they're not leaking, and we'll move on to the transmission filters. All right, now that we've changed the engine oil, at 50 hours the manual suggests that you change your HST filter, which filters your hydraulic fluid for your high static transmission, and then the transmission filter. Now both of these look very similar, but they're located in different spots. So the HST filter is the shorter of the two. This is the HST filter shorter, and it is mounted right here behind this left wheel in this position. On the right hand side of the tractor, you have the transmission filter, and that is longer. Again, show you the difference here, but also mounts in about the same position on the right hand side, but it mounts facing forward like this. So two big distinctions. I'm not sure if it would make a big difference. Obviously, the bigger the filter, there's probably more volume of transmission fluid that flows through this one than the HST side of the tractor. But again, don't forget to put I got part number on this one so I don't lose that in the future and I know what it is, and the day and the hours that you did this. Now again, we're not changing the transmission fluid here, so I'm going to try to take each one of these off independently as quick as I can, have the new one prepped and able to put on there, and try to lose as little transmission fluid as I possibly can in the process, because we don't have to change the transmission fluid for a couple more 100 hours. All right, let's give this a go. Okay. All right, we're getting close here. So you saw that the HST filter really didn't lose a lot of oil out of that, or fluid out of that, but the transmission filter was just the opposite. So be prepared on that one. It gushes and it's not going to stop. I'm not sure how many gallons you would lose. I think the capacity on this is right around 3.5 gallons of transmission fluid, and you wouldn't lose all of that, but you'd lose a lot. So anyway, we've lost a little bit from changing those two filters. I'm going to show you where we want to check the levels, and then if we need to add some fluid, we will on the back. So I am on the back of the tractor here. My rear end might look a little different than yours because I've got a quick disconnect on the back. If you're interested in that, I highly recommend them. Man, they make your life so much easier if you are using 3-point type equipment and tools. But click that link up here. We did a quick review on this quick disconnect for your tractor. It's going to make your life so much easier. But let's check this oil. So again, PTO, your dipstick to check it is right here, and you know, I'm not touching the stick, so I've got to add some oil, and the oil reservoir is right above PTO, check. Right above that, the next level, there's a little rubber plug. Pull that out, and I'm going to put a funnel in there, and we'll get that filled up. Hey, that's the end of the episode here. My enclosure, you know, plan on getting dirty. Again, I started off with a pretty new yellow shirt, and it's not new anymore, and I don't know if it's going to be around very long, but wasn't a bad job, you know, kind of oil and filters here. So I think the biggest risk is that transmission filter right below my right leg here. Then once you take that off, that thing's going to be leaking like crazy, and you got to be ready to get the other one on. I lost about 2 quarts of transmission fluid, 1.5 quarts actually. which you saw me replace in the back by the PTO. But hey, I would, again, this cost me $136 with the filters, the oil, the transmission fluid, all from Kubota dealer near us here. I'd be really interested if you've done this or had this done and what it cost you. My guess would be this is about a $250 to $350 job if you can bring your tractor in someplace and get it done. But would love to hear you in the comments on what that is. In addition, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, would love to see that in the comments down below. Otherwise, until then, be safe, have fun, and get outdoors.
Desperado, sitting in a old Monte Carlo, a man inside his hollow.